You do not hate exercise, you've just been led to believe that you do. And I know that that sounds like someone right before they try to sell you a gym membership. Truly, I do, I've been there before. But stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll realise that I'm actually telling the truth. And I genuinely think that you're going to look at exercise completely differently. You're going to start looking at it as more of a privilege rather than a chore and something that you want to do, rather than something that you have to do. And more importantly, you're also going to realise why you struggle to stay consistent with it. Because the reason why you think that you hate the gym, exercise, or just staying fit in general doesn't have anything to do with discipline. It isn't a motivational problem, and it's not some fundamental issue with you as a person. It's a much, much, much simpler problem than that, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So let me ask you something. What is your history and experience with any kind of structured exercise which you need to do, which is compulsory? Because I bet my right bollock that it's one of two things. Either it's running on a treadmill, staring at the wall, or even worse, some sweaty guy in front of you that doesn't know how to hold in his own farts for about 30-40 minutes 5 times a week, which sounds grim, and it makes you question every life decision that's led you to that moment. Or, on the other hand, it's year 7 PE, running laps around a freezing cold field in the middle of November whilst the knobhead of a PE teacher is screaming at you for being late and punishing you with 5 more laps, whilst he's nice and cushy in 5 layers and you're there in the skimpiest shorts you've ever seen before in your life. And that was just your introduction to exercise, wasn't it? Like, that was the foundation behind it. That was kind of like probably the first experience you ever had with structured exercise, unless you played a sport prior to that. And that was the thing that your brain filed away under: this is what exercise is. Cold, miserable, compulsory, and punishing. Lovely selection of words then. So is it any wonder why you as an adult now think of exercise and your brain instantly goes back to that feeling of punishment and feeling of misery? So what happens when you finally decide to get into shape, you wonder? You join the gym, and because the only experience you've got of exercise is running, you just instantly clock the treadmill and jump on that for an hour, hating every single passing second doing it. You're watching the clock, you're bargaining with yourself and saying, just 10 more minutes and I can go and have that cake afterwards. And then you get home and you think, thank fuck I don't have to do that again for another 3 days. Or alternatively, you sign up to a fitness class, one of those shit fitness classes where the PT only has about 2 weeks of experience of being a fitness instructor, screaming at you for getting lower, even though you cannot get lower, doing movements you've never done before, feeling completely lost and surrounded by people who have probably been going for the past 5 years. And then you go home feeling defeated rather than feeling accomplished. Or even worse, you pull off a random workout from TikTok that your favourite influencer says that you need to do, just because they're carved out of marble. You think that that's the right thing to do, so you go and do it. You do it once, you feel absolutely annihilated, and then you never do it again. And then you tell yourself, see, I knew I hated the gym. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that you really need to understand. You do not hate the gym. You do not hate exercise. You hate those specific variations of it and those specific experiences of it as well. And there is a huge difference between the two. Let me put it this way, because I think this analogy lands pretty damn well. Imagine if somebody came up to you and said that you needed to eat a specific flavour of ice cream every single day in order to get some kind of otherworldly benefits, like a massive cock or big boobs or whatever it is. But that specific flavour of ice cream is something that you detest. Clementine or earwax or poo flavour, I don't know. Just an ice cream flavour that makes you gag. Now, you would eat that ice cream for a little bit of time, but eventually you'll get to a point where you look at it and you go, I don't think I like ice cream, because that's the only experience of ice cream that you've got, that shit flavour. It's only after you have done that for a while that someone might come up to you and say, okay, try this flavour of ice cream instead. And then they give you your favourite flavour. Fish food, mint chocolate chip, cookie dough, vanilla, whatever it is. They give you a flavour of ice cream which you actually like the taste of. And it's at that point where you'll realise that it was never ice cream that you didn't like. It was just the flavour you were eating. And the moment you find a flavour that you actually enjoy, eating ice cream goes from being a chore to being something that you're looking forward to. And exercise is exactly the same. Because here's what exercise looks like when you actually find the form of it that works for you. It looks like walking into the gym and looking forward to the session that you're about to do, because you have intent behind it. You know exactly what you want out of it, and you know exactly what's going to happen because of it. You're going to be able to let all of your stress out over the course of your day by lifting some heavy weight or just doing some kind of exercise which makes you feel empowered and makes you feel fulfilled. It looks like finishing a session and actually feeling great about yourself, better than when you even first walked in, rather than feeling like absolute wank. Not like you feel like you need to be scraped off of the floor, but strong, capable, and like you've done something well. It looks like having a routine where every single week something improves. You lift a little bit more, you do one more rep, you do one more set, you put in a little bit more effort, you learn something new. That visual, tangible, measurable evidence is enough to keep you motivated to do more. And it's one of the most addictive feelings you'll ever experience, especially when it comes to exercise. This is what exercise can be, and this is what it should be. And if your current version of that looks nothing like it, then the problem isn't you. The problem, it's the routine. And the reason why this is important is because enjoyment and results are not separate things. They are literally directly linked. The majority of people who get unbelievable results have got it because they actually enjoy getting those results. They enjoy the process of getting them. They enjoy exercising. They enjoy the gym. They enjoy the dieting. They enjoy doing the things that actually get them the results in the first place. And if you enjoy the process just as much as the outcome, you'll never struggle with motivation again. On the other hand, if you absolutely despise your routine, if you despise your workout, if you despise your diet, then you'll find every reason under the sun to stop doing it. You'll do it for 2 to 3 weeks. You'll white knuckle it, grit your teeth, think of England, until one day you just can't bring yourself to go anymore, and therefore you're back at square one. So this is the importance behind finding something that you enjoy and actually sticking to it that way. Because as I said, if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll never struggle with consistency or motivation again. You'll do it because you want to, rather than because you feel like you have to. So take a step back, look at what you're doing for exercises and think to yourself, do I genuinely enjoy doing that? Or am I just doing it because I think that I need to? If it's the latter, sack it off. If it's the former, stick with it and stay consistent with it. And try and bring in exercises and styles which are quite similar to what you actually enjoy. Because if you enjoy it, you'll stay consistent with it. If you stay consistent with it, you'll get results. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to catch any more content like this, which is designed to help you lose fat in the easiest, most seamless way possible, feel free to subscribe to this channel or follow my Instagram at k.p_health. And if you want some more in-depth help in helping you get to the best shape of all time without hating your life in the process, follow the link in the description below, fill the form out, and I'll be in touch with you personally to show you how exactly we can help you do that.